Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 11 reasons the Philippines is different from the rest of the world. We all know the Philippines is a very big country in Asia, but how many amazing and strange facts do you know about the Philippines? Well, in this video we're going to look at some really amazing things, from it being the text capital of the world to all of the languages they speak. But first, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too? Coming up first, we have divorces. Every country has divorces, right? Well, if you think that, then you'd be wrong. It's easy to make that mistake, however, as 50% of US marriages end in divorce. But in the Philippines, that number is a big fat 0. The Philippines has the lowest divorce rate in the entire world, as it's illegal there. This is mainly because of the Philippines' very religious roots. Filipinos are often quite socially conservative too. Catholicism is a big part of Filipino culture and has a lot of power and influence. Because of this and many people supporting it, this means divorce is illegal. But sadly, just because divorce is banned, don't think everyone's got a happy marriage. People do unfortunately stay in marriages where it's not really working out. But just because divorces are banned in the country doesn't mean you can't get separated. People can still get annulled, but you can never be divorced. So when you decide to put a ring on that special someone, you better make sure they're the right person. Next up is texting. The Philippines has a population of 104 million people. Now, that is a lot of people, but it's not exactly one of the most populated countries. In fact, it's 13 on the list of the most populated countries. And it's most certainly not the most populated Asian country, as China and India have over 1 billion people in their countries. So if the population's not that big, why did the Philippines send more text messages than any other country in the world? That's right, Filipinos send 400 million text messages every single day. That's around 150 billion texts every year, which makes them the texting capital of the world. They send more text messages daily than all of Europe and the USA combined. Of course, now many Filipinos don't text as much, seeing as social media's around. But if we go back to 2009, when social media wasn't as big, Filipinos sent 1.4 billion texts every day. The reason why Filipinos send so many text messages is because it's very cheap compared to voice calls. An SMS costs a tiny fraction of what it costs to call somebody. Not only that, Philippine culture is very social. Filipinos love to spend as much time as possible keeping up with family and friends. And seeing as texts are the easiest way to stay in touch these days, that's why they send so many. Next up is capital cities. You may think I was making a mistake when I said capital cities. But no guys, Philippines' capital city is actually made up of 16 cities. I'm sure we all know that Manila is the capital of the Philippines. But when most people talk about Manila, they're really referring to the greater metropolis area. This is known as Metro Manila. Only 2 million people live in Manila, but 13 million live in Metro Manila. Metro Manila, the capital, is made up of 16 cities. The largest is Manila proper, which has a population of 11 million. So I bet you didn't know that Manila was actually 16 cities and not just one. Next up is King Philip. Have you ever wondered how the Philippines got its name? Well, it goes back to a lot of very ancient history. The Philippines has been colonized many times by Spain, the USA, and Japan. But many say that Spain's 16th century colonization had the biggest impact on the Philippines. The Philippines were under Spanish rule for 377 years. In 1898, Spain was forced to sell the Philippines to the USA after a defeat in a battle. But the Philippines kept their name from when they were under Spanish rule. Before the Spanish colonized it, it didn't have an official name. But some people who were there before did call it Maganyor. Next up is islands. If you think the Philippines is just one big country, then you would be wrong. In fact, it's made up of 7,641 islands. But amazingly, only around 2,000 of those islands are inhabited, and 5,000 still don't have any names on maps. That's right, people actually live on islands which don't even appear on maps. For many decades, Filipinos thought their country was made up of 7,107 islands. But in 2013, due to new technology, they found 500 unknown islands. Some of these islands aren't inhabitable, while others are. But it's pretty amazing the country's made up of 7,641 different islands. Next up is languages. Of course, the official languages of the Philippines are Filipino and English. But how many languages do you think are actually spoken in the Philippines? Well, amazingly, there's over 175 languages spoken in the Philippines. 171 of those are considered living languages, while 4 of them are tribal dialects that have no known living speakers. And after Filipino and English, the 2 most popular languages are Cebuano and Ilocano. Next up is largest shoes. The Philippines is home to many amazing things, but in 2002 something very interesting was made in Marikina City. That is, the world's biggest pair of shoes. They're 5.3 meters in length and 2.4 meters wide, and the height is around 2 meters. Don't worry, these loafers weren't made for some kind of real-life giant. Instead, it was built by someone who owns a massive shoe collection and loves shoes. The shoes cost 2 million Philippine pesos, which is around $40,000. So it's your choice, do you want the latest pair of Gucci shoes or these record-breaking loafers? Next up is English speaking. We've already covered how the 2 official languages of the Philippines are Filipino and English. But did you know that 52 million people in the Philippines speak English? That actually makes it the 5th largest speaking English nation behind the USA, India, Pakistan, and the UK. Many people around the world don't necessarily associate the Philippines with English, but because the Philippines was colonized by America in 1899, that's why so many people there speak English. And finally on the list we have shopping malls. Did you know that of the 10 largest shopping malls in the world, 3 are found in the Philippines? This is SM North EDSA, SM Mall of Asia, and SM Mega Mall. The reason why Filipinos love shopping malls is because they serve as community hubs. They're clean, safe, and most importantly, they're air-conditioned. The Philippines is very hot and humid, so it's great to have air conditioning inside all buildings. And they don't just have stores, they also have restaurants, gyms, banks, and nightclubs. Some malls even have churches inside them, and 80% of people in the Philippines say they visit a mall more than once a week. So I hope now you guys know a little bit more about the amazing country of the Philippines. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for if you've ever been to the Philippines. And if you guys want some more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that coming up on screen in a moment. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.